The wedding date was approaching. Brian suddenly proposed to postpone it. My brother had an accident abroad. I must go save him. Emily, be good. At that moment, I saw bullet comments. The male lead is disgusting, making up lies about his brother's accident when he actually wants to have one last fling with his white moonlight abroad. Emily, open your eyes. Brian's 32-inch suitcase is full of sex toys. Why not consider Ethan? He's been secretly in love with Emily for 7 years, but now she's marrying his brother. He's heartbroken. I fell silent for a moment, then decisively called Ethan. Your brother is trying to escape the wedding. Perhaps. Could you come save the situation, Ethan?
Welcome to listen to my full Sweet Love series novel. I'm the blogger and I'm Twilight's novel. Now let's start the main story.
Emily. Brian's voice pulled me back from my chaotic thoughts. A flash of impatience crossed his face as he gently persuaded me. Emily, be good, okay? You know I was raised by my brother. If something happens to him, I can't just continue with our wedding as if nothing happened. Just 1 month, I promise I'll come back to marry you. I'll give you an even grander wedding then, okay? While speaking, he kept checking his phone, unable to hide his anxiety. The bullet comments reacted more strongly than I did. F***CKU scumbag. Can't control your dick and using our second male lead as an excuse. Ethan is so tragic. 7 years of unrequited love wasn't enough. Now he has to be the excuse for this cheater. If the truth comes out and Emily starts hating Ethan too, what then? Brian opened WeChat. After seeing something, his lips curled slightly before suppressing the smile. Then he looked up and stood. Emily, I just got news that my brother's condition is worse. I must go find him immediately. I'll come back to marry you in a month. I stared at him for a long time, then nodded gently. Okay, go. Brian didn't seem to have time to think about my reaction. He left in a hurry. Even forgot his work computer that he always carried. It needed a password to boot up. The next second, bullet comments seemed to read my mind. The password is 110,606. Because Brian reunited with Lena on November 6th last year, that night they did it 6 times. November 6th. My hands trembled as I immediately remembered. November 6th was our engagement day. Brian was very late that day. His clothes were messy, with scratch marks on his face. What did he say? On his way he met a rebellious kid, worried something might happen, so he personally took them to the police station. The clothes and scratches were from that kid. Turned out, this rebellious kid was 25 years old. Exactly his first love. Lena. I unlocked the computer. Brian's WeChat was still logged in. Pinned was an unfamiliar cat avatar. Note, little slutty cat. I clicked. The first things I saw were several photos from little slutty cat. Cat ears, black stockings, lace fabric that wouldn't cover a palm-sized area. Suggestive glimpses of skin. Little slutty cat. Expires soon. Brian replied. Bullets loaded, don't think about getting out of bed tonight. My heartbeat became erratic. The next second, WeChat logged out automatically. Brian called. Emily, did I leave my computer at your place? Did you see anything? Obvious probing. Suppressing my disgust, I calmly answered. No, I didn't see it. Should I mail it to you? No need, just asking. It's just work files. Nothing interesting. Okay. Emily, I really don't want to be apart from you. I miss you so much already after just leaving your place. I really want to marry you now, but I can't. On the phone, his tone was as gentle as ever. Tender and affectionate. But listening to it just made me nauseous. Physically nauseous. I wanted to vomit. I had no energy to play along, hung up, and threw my phone aside. After thinking, I texted my mom. Mom, I don't want to marry Brian anymore, is that okay? Then collapsed exhausted on the sofa. My thoughts were a tangled mess. This wedding with Brian wasn't happening. I have OCD. Especially about relationships. But the wedding date was set. Stopping suddenly would be hard to explain. Mom called back quickly. Emily, marriage isn't just about you. The news is already out. Whatever your reasons, The wedding must go on as scheduled in 2 weeks. Don't want to marry Brian? Fine, if you can find a better man than him. I listened quietly to her scolding, then said one thing. But Brian cheated. Mom was silent for a few seconds, as if she hadn't heard. Emily, for families like ours, dignity is most important. Dignity. The expected answer. I smiled. Understood. Bullet comments went crazy. Poor Emily, her whole life bound by family reputation, can't even decide her own marriage. Emily, why not consider Ethan? He's crazy about you. The Sue family wants dignity? Ethan is the Cheen family's heir. Marrying him would be more dignified than marrying a playboy like Brian. Ethan. I lowered my gaze. Seemed like there was no other choice. I called Ethan. He answered instantly. Emily. His voice was hoarse, thick with exhaustion. Bullet comments. OMG. Emily called Ethan? Could my ship actually sail? Anyone notice it's 3 a.m. in M country where Ethan is? A 3 a.m. call answered instantly speaks volumes. Every time Ethan says Emily's name it sounds so sensual. Forced to accept reality but can't be formal with her. Sensual because he comforts himself daily calling her name. My face burned. These bullet comments were too wild. Some lines probably shouldn't pass censorship. Emily, Ethan spoke again. Why are you calling? Is something wrong? My restless heart gradually calmed. I closed my eyes. Yes, something's wrong. I'm abroad on business, can't return immediately to handle it. If you don't mind, my secretary could. No. I interrupted. Only you can help me with this. Before he could respond, I continued. Your brother is trying to escape the wedding. Perhaps. Could you come save the situation? Ethan. OMG. My ship is sailing. Emily and Ethan getting married? Did I see right? The female lead marrying the second male lead. On the phone, Ethan's breathing became ragged. Save the situation. How? I paused. Return home, marry me. Silence again. Only his rapid breathing proved he hadn't hung up. Before I could hang up, he finally spoke. Wait for me. The bullet comments became chaotic. Ethan is so excited he's crying. Is this a dream come true? LOL. Before leaving, Ethan went to temple wishing. 1. Emily lives long. 2. Brian gives up. 3. He replaces Brian. Well, isn't this wish fulfillment? Looking at these wild comments, I felt dazed. Actually, the first person I met wasn't Brian, but Ethan. In sophomore year, Ethan returned as an alumnus to give a speech. I was the host. After that we kept meeting and became familiar. When dating Brian, I didn't know Ethan was his often mentioned older brother. Until, before graduation, Ethan came with custom flowers and gifts. We accidentally met with Brian present. Brian was surprised. Bro, why are you here? Did you hear about my relationship? Ethan's gaze shifted between us. He smiled lightly. Yes, I came to give your girlfriend welcoming gifts. Welcoming gifts. I kept thinking about those words. New possibilities occurred. Was it possible? That day, Ethan had planned to confess to me? The next day, I slept until 10 a.m., went downstairs to throw out trash, and saw an unexpected figure. A Rolls-Royce parked downstairs, Ethan leaning against it, smiling at me. I paused. Weren't you abroad? How are you back? I know everything now, he said gently. Such important matters shouldn't be discussed over phone. Emily, Ethan hesitated, looking uneasy. About Lena, I can handle her. If you still can't let Brian go. No need, I don't like second-hand goods. I interrupted. Ethan froze, visibly relieved. Please wait. He walked to the Rolls-Royce, took out documents from passenger seat. Many documents. He presented them respectfully. Emily, these are my asset summaries. Before marriage, I'll transfer 70% of my shares and all properties to your name as premarital assets. Here are my medical reports. I'm completely healthy, no bad habits, never been inappropriate with anyone, male or female. I'm absolutely clean. Bullet comments. Oh ho, absolutely clean. Rest assured, Emily, not just clean but also lasting, well-endowed, and attentive to your needs. My face burned again. I took deep breaths, dispelling those strange images. Then looked at Ethan. Then, keeping my original wedding date, we marry in 2 weeks. Do you mind? He shook his head. After thinking, whispered, I don't mind anything, Emily. Marrying you is my honor. As I was about to discuss details, urgent ringing interrupted. Brian was calling. Emily, I miss you so much. I'm at the hospital now. Brother's condition is bad. Might not return soon. I put it on speaker. Hearing about his bad condition, Ethan frowned slightly, but stayed silent. Perhaps worried I'd doubt, Brian sent a photo. I'm at the hospital now. Image.jpg. It was indeed a hospital photo. But no people. Bullet comments exploded. F***CK this scumbag. Ethan is standing right in front of Emily. It's Lena in hospital. Last night Brian went too wild with Lena, sent her to hospital. This rotten dick still wants to keep Emily? Ethan's face darkened, gesturing to hand him the phone. I gently declined. Brian was impulsive. Besides, our marriage was somewhat a power alliance, helping his standing in the Cheen family. If he knew I'd discovered the truth, he'd never let go. I couldn't afford the embarrassment. Ethan didn't press. Bullet comments. LOL. Ethan silently heartbroken, thinking Emily can't let Brian go. Heartbroken but won't say, what a pushover. Outwardly calm, inwardly crying an ocean. Looking at Ethan. Yes, he did seem somewhat dejected. Since we'd spend our lives together, I felt bad. Not telling him avoids wedding complications. We broke up the moment he cheated. Don't overthink, okay? Ethan lowered his gaze, long lashes casting shadows in backlight. Then he gently took my hand. Something cool touched my ring finger. I looked down. A diamond nearly blinded me. Let's replace all wedding items too, okay? I'll give you whatever you want. I don't want anything he's touched. My heart softened. I smiled slightly. Okay. Brian kept harassing me daily, but his lies were instantly exposed by bullet comments. He texted at midnight saying he missed me. Bullet comments. Actually just finished with Lena, feeling guilty thinking of Emily. He sent jewelry photos saying he'd bring them back. Bullet comments. These are Lena's rejects. How dare he send leftovers to Emily? Rebuilding wedding plans was exhausting. Though Ethan handled most, I was still overwhelmed. The bullet comments provided some relief. Sometimes they showed Brian's activities. Like now. In a dim room, men and women drank freely. Someone toasted Brian. Brian, 5 days until your wedding, really not going back? Smoke filled the air. Brian lazily played with Lena's hand, smiling carefree. Not going. Impressive, someone said. Luckily Emily loves you enough, otherwise postponing would have caused chaos. Brian laughed again. Using my brother as excuse, she couldn't object. Besides, I'm not canceling, just having fun before marriage. I'll only marry Emily. Lena pouted, pulling her hand away. What about me? Brian's expression cooled. Lena, don't be stupid. Our relationship stays secret. Only Emily can be my wife. Drop your fantasies. Wow. So devoted. Bullet comments raged. I rolled my eyes. Went to sleep. This was a bug I'd discovered. Closing my eyes made bullet comments disappear. Thus, I missed what happened next. Lena tearfully left. Brian unfazed. Continue. Someone asked, you used your brother as excuse? Brian smiled. I said he had an accident abroad. Emily just let me go. The person hesitated. But, your brother is preparing a wedding domestically now. Heard he's getting married on your original date. Didn't you know? Brian gripped his glass. Marrying? Yes, personally preparing everything. Even choosing flowers. He's skipped work lately. Unheard of. Who's the lucky girl? Someone realized. Wait, if Ethan's here, Emily knows you lied. How will you explain? Mentioning me. Brian relaxed. She won't matter. Her parents want this alliance. Emily's always been obedient, won't make waves. That's why I chose her. Well-behaved, presentable. For family dignity, she'd never divorce me over affairs. As for my brother, Brian found an explanation. He's never shown interest in women, probably preparing my wedding since I forgot to tell him about postponing. Definitively. Anyway, he's not getting married. Next morning, Brian's calls woke me. Irritation rose. I suppressed it. Brian cheerfully said, "Good news. My brother's fine. I'm getting you a custom ring abroad, then returning for our wedding." I frowned. What? I said wedding isn't postponed when, ugh. Brian groaned mid-sentence. Bullet comments. F***CK. Lena's under him right now. Disgusting. This bastard inconsistent jerk, just die already. Nausea returned. Emily. Brian panted, calling my name. I love you so much. I was about to hang up. Ethan entered. Emily, about your parents. On the phone. A loud thump. And Lena's moan. Then Brian growled, Emily, there's a man in your house? I was furious. Emotions overwhelmed. Done pretending. I even considered exposing everything. After all, Ethan was his brother. With Ethan here, Brian couldn't cause trouble. We could just tie him up wedding day. Still dignified. Thinking this, I acted. Yes, I said. It's your brother. In 4 days we're marrying. Brian, don't come back. Brian paused. Then laughed. Baby angry? Be good, just joking. I'll only marry you. I'll be there wedding day, behave. I laughed angrily. Brian, are you deaf? I said don't come back. I'm marrying your brother. He turned impatient. Emily, stop this nonsense. Using my brother? If you could like him, why, whatever, I'm coming back to marry you. I clenched my teeth. This arrogant fool. Ethan soothed me, gesturing speakerphone. Brian, she's serious. We are marrying. Bro, you're humoring her. Brian sounded exasperated. Fine, let her tantrum. Calm her down, I'm busy. Ethan and I exchanged looks, both seeing disbelief. I couldn't help laughing. He doesn't believe us. Now what? Ethan remained calm. Ignore him. I'll handle it. Breakfast first. Your favorite soup dumplings. I nodded. Only option. Washing hands. Opening containers. Another notification. Brian's WeChat. A video. In it, Brian breathless with desire. Moans intertwined. Intimate. You're amazing. Brian panted. Not like Emily. So rigid, won't even let me touch her before marriage. Lena teased. Who's better? You, obviously. I'll be your housekeeper after marriage. I'll drain you daily in your marital bed. Leave nothing for her. Such possessiveness. Want her celibate. Brian chuckled. Can't have that. People would think I'm impotent. Don't worry, I've no interest in her. Just duty sex. The rest is yours. I checked the time. 3 minutes since we hung up. I opened Taba. Searched Viagra. Copied link. Sent. Brian instantly replied. Question mark. Meaning? Bullet comments. LOL, Viagra became a meme. Emily's sass. Licking lips would be lethal. Wedding night tomorrow. So excited. Downloaded new browser to decode sensors. Share please. My friend wants to know. The wedding proceeded. Grand. And exhausting. Afterwards, I was too tired to shower without Ethan carrying me. Actually, Ethan lacked self-control. Otherwise our wedding night wouldn't have started in the bathtub. Before passing out, I saw final bullet comments. Finally the happy ending. May Emily be forever happy. Where's the decoder? Still censored.
Epilogue. Ethan's perspective. Before meeting Emily, Ethan always considered himself a principled and moral man, full of self-control. He didn't understand why humans obsessed over romance, when so many things were more interesting than love. Wasn't learning fascinating? Wasn't work engaging? Wasn't making money thrilling? Even eating, drinking, sleeping seemed more worthwhile than relationships. Whenever this came up, Brian would exclaim he was an alien. How can anyone be this emotionally stunted? Brother, get your genes checked. Maybe you mutated. Ethan remained indifferent. If being human required such messy emotions, he'd rather be extraterrestrial. But he wasn't. Meeting Emily changed everything. His first thought, maybe being an ordinary, love-obsessed human wasn't so bad. Thus, he began orchestrating coincidences, visiting the Sue family for business, inviting Emily to tour his company, offering projects requiring her weekend internship. Yet, nothing worked. Frustrated, Ethan sought Brian's advice. How does one pursue a woman? Brian called their family doctor. Doc, come quick. My brother's brain is malfunctioning. Ethan, eventually, Brian advised, flowers and gifts. All women love flowers. Ethan obeyed, prepared everything, only to arrive and find Emily holding hands with his brother, the same brother who gave advice. At that moment, Ethan wished he were an only child. Morality seemed overrated. He realized, though Brian was Emily's boyfriend, who decided Brian deserved her, Ethan was clearly better suited. But stealing his brother's girlfriend seemed improper. This dilemma tormented him. If only Brian would cheat. Emily's obedient exterior hid steel. She'd never tolerate infidelity. One slip-up, and Ethan could swoop in. Feelings could develop later. After all, life was long. Everything proceeded smoothly. Brian's ex Lena returned, reconnected effortlessly. Without Ethan lifting a finger, Brian's self-control crumbled. Emily discovered the truth faster than expected. Before Ethan could intervene, she came to him, needing rescue. Ethan was ecstatic. This incredible fortune had fallen into his lap. Happiness overload. Then Brian returned, making scenes. Surprisingly, he'd uncovered Ethan's involvement. For once, Ethan panicked, terrified Emily would hate him, fearful she'd cancel everything. Instead, Emily thanked him, kissed him, even, heavens, reaching climax with Emily. Ethan sighed contentedly. Morality truly was overrated. Otherwise, how could he have married her?